Morning, everyone. It's Erica here from Mojo Paper Crafts. Listen, I can't blame you for not being here live with me this morning, especially if you live in Victoria, because it's an absolutely beautiful day and it's still fairly warm. Now, our cold weather is supposed to be coming back, but you want to enjoy this day. So I'm hoping to go for a really nice walk this afternoon. So welcome. My name is Erica, as I said, from Mojo Paper Crafts. I live in Victoria, British Columbia, and I've been a paper crafter for many, many years. I love paper crafting. I love Stampin' Up products, and I sell what I show you. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you need a demonstrator, then I could be your gal. So welcome. So today we're going to play with frames. I call them frames because they're rectangular in shape, and you can do so many things with them. If you're a photographer, these kinds of dies can really add some interest to your photographs if you want to create cards with them. And I see my good friend Carol has just joined this morning, and she is a photographer. So she has done lots of methods using these kinds of frames. So I'm going to be using the deckled rectangles this morning. They're right here. Here they are. I love these because they have a deckled edge. Can you see that? You see the deckled edge? And you've got lots of different sizes in there. So these are a lot of fun. The product prior to this, which is now retired, were called the stitched rectangles. So they had this really cool stitching around the edge. Those are retired. So I'm going to be using these deckled ones. Now, today we're going to be cutting one piece of designer series paper, and we're going to get 2 cards out of it. Kind of a fun technique here. And it's also a good technique for those people who really struggle with, oh my gosh, which side of the designer series paper should I use for this card? So you're going to be able to use both sides in this card as well. Okay. So I'm just going to take a sip of my coffee here. I'm not sure if you have a beverage with you, but I am using my Damned It's Good to Be Canadian mug, even though it's not Canada Day yet, but I love this mug. Can't remember where I found it, but I wanted to have it. So there you go. Lots of exciting stuff happened in Houston for a Stampin' Up, what we used to call convention, but it's called On Stage. And I didn't go this year simply because I'm doing a vacation in April. So I didn't go, but I had this envy. My gosh, I wanted to be there because this is the first one I've missed in the 10 years that I've been a Stampin' Up demonstrator. It looks like they had a lot of fun. And oh my God, so many exciting things. And they actually got the catalog in their hands, which is great, the brand new catalog. So I have to wait for mine, which is too bad, but so be it. I didn't go and I lost out, but that's okay. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to turn my camera or change my camera. I used to say turn my camera down, but I don't have to do that anymore. I'm just going to add my camera to this stage here, and there we go. And I'll just adjust it and bring it down a little bit lower and a little bit over here, like so. Okay. So I'm going to be using some pastel spring colors today because I am using this 6x6 paper pack. It's called Lighter Than Air. It is a coordinating product that goes with a stamp set that has hot air balloons in it. I didn't buy the stamp set. I've had hot air balloons, and it's just, they're really not my cup of tea for a card, so I didn't buy them, but there are some hot air balloons in here, you see, and there's a coordinating stamp set that goes with a hot air balloon theme and lots of clouds. There's lots of cloud patterns in here too, which you can use for kind of anything really. So this is, but I love it because it's got these beautiful, look at this, beautiful pastel colors in here. So that's the paper pack that I'm using, and I'm using this Hooray For Surprises. This is the stamp set that made these peekaboo, like you can rip a strip and get a message inside, and then you can open up a circle and get a message inside. I did a video on those, but I'm going to use these today because I want to use this kind of a sunflower looking die with the flower itself. Let me just take off my little plastic sheet here. Yeah, I want to use this flower for this card, and we might use some of the greetings. Not quite sure of the design yet. I'm going to be designing on the fly as I usually do. Okay, so let's just set aside some of this stuff so I have some room here. So I hope you're well. I hope you had a great, hi, Krista. Hi, Sharon. Yes, I'm doing very well, Sharon. Thank you. I got a brand new bike for my birthday. My husband bought me a brand new e-bike and I took it out for the first time yesterday. It was a gorgeous day and oh my gosh, I love my new bike. It's a dream to ride. And my intent is to ride for longer distances. All right, so here we've got two card bases. I've got one in Balmy Blue, and I'm going to do a very slight 1/8 of an inch layer of white, and then I'm going to have the Designer Series paper on top of that. And my other card is in white this time. I decided to pick out the Fresh Freesia from this pattern paper, and that's going to be a layer on top, which I have to trim down still. So let me just get out my trimmer. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to go 4 1/4 and I'm going to go 1/8, 4 1/4, I'm going to go 1/8 backwards. So 4 1/8. And then it's 5 1/4. And so I'm going to go back up 1/8. Okay, so there's my layer for this card. Whoops, I made a mistake. What happened there? Oh my goodness. Hang on, you guys. I made a boo-boo. Well, that's not a good start to Monday morning. How in heaven's name did I do that? Okay, let's try that again. So I'm just going to cut this down to 5 1/2 to start with. Okay, so my card base is 4 1/4, 4 1/4, and I need to back up 1/8. And my card is 5 1/2. That's where I made my mistake. 5 1/2, and I'm going to back it up 1/8. That's where I made my mistake. Okay. That's okay. I might do a combination of stamped flowers and cardstock flowers. So, okay, this is better. All right, so I've got my two card bases and my two layers. That's the first thing. Okay. Now, the next thing, I'm going to take this piece and I cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4 inches because you want it to fit the first frame. You want it to fit within this frame here, or you could do it on this one. You have to decide which, once we cut the pieces out, you'll see what I mean, but you want to decide which card you want to put the actual frame on. Because one card has a frame on it and the other one has the center of the frame on it. Okay, so now you're going to look at your dies here and you decide how big a frame, that's too big, how big a frame you want on your card. You can make any size frame that you want. The key thing is that the middle part is the piece that's going to go on the second card. So you want to decide on the size of the frame. I mean, you could go crazy. You could go even smaller if you wanted to. It just depends. The centerpiece, what do you want on this piece? So options are, I mean, this piece kind of looks just plain being the cardstock, but you could emboss this and then you could put the frame on top. Or you could take a coordinating piece of the cardstock and do another layer on here and then put this centerpiece on top of that. It's all up to you what you want to do. Okay, but I'm going to go with kind of a larger frame. I think I'm going to do this one here. Okay, now the fun part is that you've got this side of the paper and then you've got this side of the paper. Okay, I love this because it's kind of like a fence. It would be great with any chicken set that you have. Looks like chicken wire, or it can be thought of as a lattice. in a garden. Okay, so you can decide which side you want to go on which card. And you could, on this card, it could be this side to be the frame, and then you could take the middle piece and put it on this card. I love this design because there's so many things you can do. It'll almost drive you crazy. Okay. All right. So the first thing is I'm going to go and cut this. And I see a few more people. Christine has joined. Good morning, Christine. Carol, hi. Are you back from Mexico or are you still there? And who else is here? Krista, I said hello. Carol, Krista, Carol, Sharon. Good. All my peeps are here. All right, I'm just trying to center this here on here. And then we're going to cut it out. Okay, so I need another piece of tape. Let's just use this Post-it tape. All right, so bear with me while I go and cut this. This is what we end up with. Tear that off gently. All right, so here, look how cool these, I don't know if you can you see the deckled edges? I love them. So instead of ripping your paper, you can have this deckled edge. All right, okay, so let me just put these dies away because we're done with those. All righty, let me just put it up here. Okay. Now look at this cool leaf. This is from this set. This set has, I just love this set. It's so good for birthdays. So hooray, can't wait to see you. I'm going to send that out to you, Carol, because we're going to see each other at the end of the month. Make a wish. You're the best. You are simply amazing. Hope your birthday is wonderful. Sending you lots of love. And then here's this open here and pull tabs for the surprise things. And then I just love this little birthday cake, and I love it. I love the whole set. It's great. Okay, but the dies are even better. So here are your pull tabs. This is your one pull tab, and this one is your other pull tab. Here's your little birthday cake, and then you've got this fantastic heart, and you've got one that actually puts little holes in your paper, which is really, really cool. Oh, I think maybe this one just embosses. Yeah, those aren't very sharp. I think that embosses. And then you've got your heart, and you've got another flower here and a couple of other little flowers, but I want to use this flower today, and I'm going to use this here. So there isn't really a green in these colors, but Pool Party is kind of a greeny color. So I'm going to cut, I'm going to cut some of these out of Pool Party. So we're going to do some embellishing. See, it's kind of a greeny blue color. So I'm going to cut some of these to start with. And then I'm going to stamp. We're going to make sure it all cover at the same time. Let me grab a scrap piece of white paper. And let's stamp the flower. I love the flower. Here's the flower. Let me grab a block. And I thought I would do my flowers in Fresh Freesia. With this paper too, you can pick any color. There's so many colors in the paper. And I'm going to do a couple. Like so. And we're going to die. Oh, no, I'm going to. I should have watched. So what I do with stamps like this and dies is that I pick a spot on the flower where, I don't know, it's kind of an obvious spot. This flower doesn't seem to have a real obvious spot, maybe other than this really big opening where you can almost fit your thumb in there. And then I put the die on there and figure out where it is. And then I put a little black mark. Now I did a different spot on here, but you want to put the black mark on here and find out where it went. But I wasn't paying attention when I stamped it. So my black mark on my flower has rubbed off. So you put a black mark on the die and you put a black mark on the stamp itself to find where it goes. So we're just going to have to do some rotating today to figure out where it goes, because I didn't pay attention. There's some two short little flowers here. I think they're right here. And you are correct. See, there's two little kind of, the space in between is kind of short compared to these. See, these all go down to the center. So this is where I had decided to put my black dot on here. Okay, so I'm going to stamp or cut this out, and I'll cut the other one out. So this is an exciting time of year for Stampin' Up because they have a new annual catalog coming out. I think it's going to be in May sometime. I don't have my dates in front of me. And there's 5 new in colors coming. I can give you a hint ahead of time. They're pastel colors. Really pretty. They're actually bringing back a color from before I was a Stampin' Up demonstrator called, oh, now what is it called? Something, it's a pink color. Pretty in Pink, I think it's called. Pretty in Pink, I think. How do you like that? So they're bringing back that color. So being a catalog being released near summer, I'm sure there's going to be lots of stamp sets in there to coordinate with these beautiful colors. Look how gorgeous that is, how that stamps and cuts. Okay, so what else do we want on the card? I might cut, let's see. What colors in here? Lemon Lolly. I didn't bring any cardstock here though, but I thought I should maybe do a couple of these solid flowers in the Lemon Lolly. But let's start putting our card together and see what happens. Let's cut some of these. Oh, Lena's here. Good morning. Let's do this. And you can cut these if you don't want them together. But you can spread them out a little bit more. That's that. I need to get my pokey tool to get my die off my plate. When your plates get really scratched up, I'm sure I've said this before. When your plates get really scratched up, the die cuts seem to stick to them. All right, so we've got a couple of these. We've got these, and we might do something with those. All right, let's put the cards together and see what we've got. Now, don't worry, if you don't have any dies, frame dies, you can just cut your cardstock yourself, and you can use it the old-fashioned way. We used to use an X-Acto knife to get the center cut out. But you can also make frames with different kinds of dies. So say you do have one rectangle die, you only have one rectangle die, and then you have, I don't know, some circles. You can do a rectangle, and then you can do circles in between. It really doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to do some gluing here. So let me grab my tape runner. Now, when you have really narrow edges, it's a little bit more challenging to get your card on there. Okay, that's not quite straight. Actually, it's my card base doesn't look very straight. Well, we're just going to trim that off, I think. Look at that. That's really wide over here, and yet this looks really good over here. I don't know. Depends on how you can measure and have it exact, but it doesn't come out very well. Well, I'm just going to cheat. Okay, well, that didn't cut very well. I'm going to use my bigger, I have a bigger guillotine. I call these guillotine, and I have a bigger one here too. So let's try that again. There we go. Sometimes you need something bigger to do a bigger job. Okay, so there's that card base. So the decision is, do I put the blue on the blue? Or do I do the stripes on the blue? Because it's got the blue in it. Maybe you guys can vote. Krista, as demos today, will we be able to view the new, are you talking about the catalog? We're going to get an online PDF to view. If you didn't go to the on stage, we will get a link to an online PDF until our catalog comes in the mail. We'll get one in the mail. And Stampin' Up! Seems to be changing things a lot. But in the past, you had to place your pre-order. We'll be able to place a pre-order, and they might send a flyer to let us know what we can order, and you order your pre-order, and then your catalog comes in the pre-order. That's kind of how that works. Okay, we want to glue this one on here now. This is one of the reasons I don't like to miss out on the trips, because you get everything right then and there, and they got to see the pre-order right at the event, and they are all my Stampin' Up! Friends. They probably already ordered their pre-order from the catalog, and I can't do that. I have to wait just because I didn't go, but that's okay. I won't miss the next one. All right. So here we go. This is what we're doing. So we end up with, I kind of like this, I don't know. Might do this. I kind of like the stripes on this one. Or we could switch it around. We could do the blue on here. See, you got lots of choices, and I could do this one on here. Or I could do the stripes and stripes. There we go. I kind of like this. Oh, Krista, you already, did you go to Houston? So you know where the next ones are? Yeah, I kind of like this design right here. What do you guys think? So in retrospect, when you're looking at this, you may have wanted to emboss this layer here so that it pokes through here. You could have done that. Okay, or the other thing you can do is just take another die from the set. You could take this die and you could die cut a piece and emboss it and put it in here. I mean, there's just so much you can do, right? All right, so my thought is I was going to just put some flowers in here. And I thought I would put a greeting in here. Now for this one, we could, let's see, how big is this heart? You know, we could even do a heart in here with a greeting on it. Ooh, I kind of like that. So let's see. So now the fun begins, the decorating part. So I have, I'm going to get rid of that piece. It's annoying. Let's see. What are my greetings? Make a wish. Hooray, can't wait to see you. You're the best. Let's do, I have an idea. Let's do this. Hooray, can't wait to see you. Stamp. I think I'm going to do this in black. Where's my memento black? Here it is. Ooh, that's looking bubbly. I might not have used this stamp yet. Hooray, can't wait to see you. Okay, and then let's put the lid on our ink. Always put the lids back on your inks, ladies. And then I'm going to cut this out of here like that. Okay. Now, keep in mind, I'm decorating 2 cards at once, so I may not finish them. I don't want to keep you too long. Where are we for time? Where's my little clock? Okay, we're half the hour, so I've still got some time. I could do hearts on both. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing something like this. Putting this in here. Okay, and there's a tiny, oh, here, these are cute. There's a tiny little flower stamp. So I could stamp a couple more. I've got my fresh freesia here. Let's just decorate this heart a little bit. I'll put a couple of those flowers in here. Okay. Now I'm going to just grab some lemon lolly cardstock and cut out a few more of those little flowers. I think they'll be really sweet. So this is lemon lolly. It's just a beautiful pale yellow. I mean, I love Daffodil Delight, but it's a darker, brighter, bolder yellow. Look at that. It's got little holes in it. Isn't that sweet? Right, here's another one. And I'm just going to do one more just to use up this cardstock. Okay, that's well used. I can throw that out now without any guilt. Okay, so we've got this so far. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to glue this frame down. I think I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Okay. I think that's almost empty. Oh, this one feels heavier. There we go. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. I think the narrow layers are worth the effort because I think they look really cool. They just add that little extra something. Okay. Now I'm just looking in this die set. There's another little die. Look at this little die. You cut this out and put a center in here as well. So I'm going to put this up on a dimensional just to give it a lift. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then these are sweet because whatever background you put these in, the background will show through. So these are kind of cute. So maybe on this card, okay, where's my heart gone? I'll put my heart in here. I might put this on dimensionals too. So let's do 3 dimensionals. Christine, you must be proud of me. I'm staying in camera today. Every time I look up, it looks okay. Do we want it crooked or do we want it straight? I think I want it straight, which is odd for me. I usually love things crooked. Okay, that's committed. Okay, and then we've got these cute little leaves. One in here, and I don't know. Do we need this yellow flower? I need help. Aw, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I need help. You've been in camera the whole time for sure. Thanks. Do we need these little yellow flowers? You let me know. Okay, let's work on this second card. I have no idea what I'm doing on this second card. Okay, well, I have some leaves. I might just work right on the center of the card. I could do two of these too. Now I wish I'd embossed this piece. See this piece here? I wish I had embossed it. But another idea is I could scatter. Well, let's do that. Let's put some of these little. I'm going to put some of these in here. I'm going to kind of have them peek out from the frame. So I'm just kind of judging where my frame is going. And I'm just going to put in some of these little sweet little, I don't know, daisies, I guess. Let's do one over here. And we need one here. And maybe one up here. Yeah, kind of as you're doing this, you are sort of covering up ones you've stamped, but that's okay. We'll just put in a few more. Just so that that background is not so plain Jane. All right, that's enough probably. Okay. All right, so this is going to go on here, maybe right smack in the center. Maybe these look better on this card. Tuck some of these in here. I think I need some more of these leaves. What do you think? Okay, where's my full party cardstock gone? You know how we're always organizing stuff? Well, just today it came up in my Facebook feed from Amazon, another new rotating tool organizer. It looked really cool. It even has a drawer underneath it. Where's my pool party cardstock? Oh, here it is. I like to try and use up all my little pieces. I don't know if this is going to fit. I can get one out of there. Good. Good, good. I think I'm pretty good at using up my cardstock as best I can. Now, this just doesn't quite fit. I'm going to lose an edge. So we'll just reserve that for another die cut. Stick it on here. I think I'll just do two more again. on the floor. Okay. Yes, they're pretty colors, aren't they, Krista? Really spring-like. All right. So what did anybody say anything about the yellow flowers? The flower stamped frame is adorable. Yes, more leaves and the flowers, small ones, look better on the second card. On this card, right? This little flower, the yellow flower, looks better on the second card. Okay, let's leave this card without the yellow flowers. But there's something happening. I might do another one of these flowers. I think I need another one of these flowers. Don't you think? I think I do. I want to fill in some of that space in there. So where's some more cardstock here? Where are we for time? Oh, we're getting close. Okay. So I'm looking for those two without the spaces, and that's where my dot goes. Okay. Yeah, I think we need a couple of. I've said this, 100 times before, but when you get your dies out and your stamps and stuff, it's really worthwhile just spending time cutting up a whole bunch of different flowers, and then you can just, mix and match and figure out what's going to look great where, instead of just cutting as you go. Okay. This card here. I might put two in there. Okay, ladies, how does this look? Something like that. I think that looks good, eh? Are the leaves from the same stamp set? Yes, they are. The leaves are from the same stamp set. Yeah. Here's my photograph. So here's this leaf here. Here's the flower. Here's a small flower. There's even another little flower that you could put a center either in here, or you could put a center in here. I would maybe put the center behind that. Before I glue this card together, I think I want to do a bit more work on here, but I don't want to keep you too long. But I'm going to fill in these centers somehow, and this little thing might do it. I'm going to cut it out and see. And I might use this, what color is that in there? Paper. It's another color. 30 Flamingo, maybe. I'll have to check. Anyway, you can see the progress of these two cards. So what do you think of this technique? One frame, two cards. I'm really happy with it. And it's screaming some embellishments maybe on these flowers here, maybe some little pearls in there. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with the way it's turning out, but I'll finish them up and I'll post photos. I want to thank, whoops, I'm doing this again. Here I am. Thanks again for watching, ladies. Have a wonderful week. Now, I will be here tomorrow night Tuesday night, it's Paper Pumpkin. I got my Paper Pumpkin kit in the mail. So if you're interested in Paper Pumpkin, I'll be putting that kit together. And then Thursday night, I have Case the Caddy. Okay, so 2 things coming up on Case the Caddy. Now, remember always, if there's something you want to see, if I have the products, I'm happy to make it in Case the Caddy. You can point to something in there and say, oh my gosh, I'd really like to see how that card comes together. I'm happy to do that. But please let me know maybe by Wednesday morning if you're going to give me it, give that to me. And you're going to go try it, Krista? Good. I'm sure Carol will do something with maybe some of her flower pictures. Anyway, thanks again, ladies. I love that you joined me this morning. Have a super week. Bye for now.